And just for reference for the audience, right now we're playing one of Paul's videos of him going through an underground water system, exploring. This was under which city in the UK?
It's in the Peak District, which is in the centre of the United Kingdom. Bang in the centre, bang in the middle of it. And you've got a mountain range, and I'm in the mountain range. So I've entered, I think I was about, let me think. I think I was about 600 feet above sea level here. Well, when I entered, and then you see me walking down the steps to sea level. So I think I might be just above sea level in here. What I think they've done here is I think they've lined this tunnel or this mine, or they want to call it a mine, with concrete to keep it watertight. Okay. That's what I think they've done.
So you think it's got a brick under there, or?
I don't know what will be under there, but look, you can see you've got these bars, these metal bars. Someone actually sent me an image the other day, and it was a mine being sprayed with concrete, and they had all these bars holding up some, not rebar, but some sort of grid framing, cheap metal, but it was obviously as a rebar. So they put this in it, and I see it getting done. So why were they doing it?
Wow.
This is the actual network of what I'm going through, and it's like the London Underground, but it's the Derbyshire Underground. This is meant to be mines, but it's clearly some old world transport system. Because look at it. Wow. By the way, this is spread out over like 4 or 5 mountains.
Do you know how many kilometers or miles in total it is?
I'm not sure, but I guess from one side to the other, probably about 6 miles, and then from top to bottom, about 3 miles.
Wow.
So it is humongous. It's humongous. So obviously it's going underneath like 3 mountain ranges.
And I wonder if they use these to connect some of the ancient canals and
Yeah, when I was on the tour, this guy was saying that these mountains actually linked up underground to the other ones. And this is them walking to it.
Almost like a civilization who didn't live on the surface would do.
Exactly. But, and they're drawing water up
or do you think, so do you see it more like that rather than because it's in the center of Great Britain, right? So that'd be a perfect place for like a setup if they're pumping water all across, the landmass.
That's exactly what
so do you think it's more that like a?
Yeah, I do, but do actually believe that, Cam. I believe that this was a main water supply for central England or central United Kingdom, because from here it goes to so many different places. Well, obviously we're in the centre of England, and each one of the waters dissipates or ends in the sea. So everything in between that is getting nourished with the rivers. But what I think they've done is put it all underground. Yeah, they've cut all the freshwater supplies off, and they've channeled it underground, and they've started putting the fresh water through factories to cleanse it. So when I was in Buxton and I went to go and get some Buxton water, do you know that Nestle own Buxton? Do you know that?
Yeah, Nestle is notorious for buying out so many different groundwater and spring sources. Even here in Canada, apparently in the US, they're ridiculously bad at that, and
they're terrible.
Just monopoly on it.
I went to drive to find looking for water in Buxton, and I come across the Nestle factory. I couldn't believe it. And when I went to the Buxton well, I looked around the back of it because it was leaking out of water, and it's all steel pipe work. So I bet you my bottom dollar, they've disconnected the natural supply, and they've piped it up with the one straight out of the factory. 100%. Why would they give us fresh, clean water when they've spent their whole last God knows how long dismantling it and channeling it to other places? They wouldn't give it to you.
Exactly. And it would filter out all the other crap they're trying to feed us, right?
Exactly. So that's a way to poison us as well, because they're putting all sorts of crap in it, aren't they? There's a place called the Megatron, which is in Sheffield, which is about 1.5 miles, 2 miles away from where I was underground. And there is where 7 rivers meet underground. 7 meet underground there, and it's called the Megatron. So I believe that was built so all water is directed to that point underground and then go different places.
And it's all sourced from under the ground, right? Like what do they call it? Source water or
prime water,
the name
table water,
groundwater, spring water.
So it's basically the good water that everyone's talking about now, that, you know, saying there's all this water under the ground that's prime water and really good for you. That's looks like that's
And
what they
why
were
is
tapping and then
spring
sending
water
that out.
so healthy?
Yes,
Like,
yes.
so charged, like the fountain of youth, essentially. You also did an episode on with someone that was at the Bosnian pyramids and how they charge water in the Bosnian pyramid tunnels as well, and that essentially there's this massive theme between the pyramids in water, the star forts in water, the cymatics with water, and this underground charging systems of ancient technology and societies into these waters.
And the
on, mate. And I just
cathedrals,
want to
we're
add,
finding out. I think you did
yeah,
one, didn't you, Paul? Did you do the cathedral with the big cistern under it?
yeah, mate. There's loads, mate. Well, in Southend, I found two churches with pipework coming from underground. One of them, I was speaking to the priest, and he said it was built over a humongous well. So it's
See, that's what I reckon. I reckon that they've all got massive, cistern, big water holding tanks under them, and that's just consistently getting charged by what's going on top.
Mm-hmm.